Hello again. Welcome to another celebrity sketch. This week we are honoring Dame Maggie Smith. The delicious Dame Maggie Smith, who I was fortunate to see on stage in Sydney. She was doing a one-woman show. She was just impeccable. And she came out on stage, and it was like, and she just took this time. And we all sort of melted into the palm of her hand and were completely with her in every beat, every moment of that incredible performance. So it is with great, great respect that I pay tribute to you. As those of you know who have been watching these, I don't rehearse them. I found these little pieces today, just a little bit ago, a piece from Downton Abbey, which I love, and then a little piece from an interview, which is just marvelous. So I'll do these couple of pieces for you. And this is the whole process. I learned this in front of you so that I can show little glimpses of how I begin to embody character. And of course, I normally would love to spend months on this, but just in a few minutes, that's the exercise of the celebrity sketches. So when I sort of meditate on her energy essence, many of you know I like to give sort of an image. What comes to me, and it is with deepest respect, I found an animal came this time, which is a very sacred animal to me, which is the owl. And not only because you're incredibly wise, she's incredibly wise, and really not only because of her luminescent eyes, although that's definitely there, but also, when you think about it, the owl can just silently swoop in and strike without notice a killing blow. Can be just absolutely put together and stately, and can be a little bit ruffled and very innocent as well. And she just is masterful with those different states of being. So think about it. The owl. Delicious. All right, a little bit of the Dowager Countess. Okay, and I'll put the links to the videos in the chat box below so that you can watch. Okay, so this is just, she's talking with Edith. Yeah. He's looking for something to do. In the beginning of it's cut off, but I'm just going to guess. Here. There must be something you can put your mind to. And she says, like what? Gardening? Well, no, you can't be as desperate as that. Edith, dear, you're a woman with a brain and reasonable ability. Stop whining and find something to do. To do. So what I love, she can do this, this kind of master of the breath, and getting to that moment where she's just sort of squeezing the last bit of the breath out, and also just the mastery of the craggles of the voice and what that can reveal, and how that can sound sort of ruffled, but at the same time coming from utmost composure. It's just really fun to play with, so we'll do this one more time just for fun. Okay. Oops. Okay. There must be something you can put your mind to. And she says, like what? Gardening? Well, no, you can't be as desperate as that. Edith, dear, you're a woman with a brain and reasonable ability. Stop whining and find something to do. Fun, 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 fun. And this is from a video entitled Mag Kerpt 2. I will put a link in the chat. Oh, but she's talking about how she finds acting to be also terrifying. Or frightening. I think, well, I said before, I think it gets more frightening. It starts off being a breeze. You think you could frankly sort of hoity-toity about it. And then he says, and you say it gets harder rather than easier. Hoity-toity about it. Yeah, of course it does. Interesting sort of shape of her mouth and her bone structure. I should not talk while I'm listening. And of course it does. It gets harder to learn the wretched thing. It gets... Each thing is harder because you're aware of all the problems with it. And that it isn't as easy as you thought it was. Yeah. That much is very true. Anyone relate? Yeah. You get to that point where you think, oh, I know enough to know that I know nothing. And then each time you want to up the stakes. And you know what you're capable of. Yeah, of course it does. It gets harder to learn the wretched thing. It gets... Very right, I understand. Yeah. It gets harder to learn the wretched thing. Each thing is harder because you're aware of all the problems with it. Of it. Just like this. Ha! Each thing gets harder because you're aware of all the problems with it. And it isn't as easy as you thought it was. That is very true. So, bit of wisdom from the great Maggie Smith. Thank you. I love just feeling into a little bit of sort of the structure of her face. I know that it feels like it to me. Don't know what it looks like to you, but anyway, it feels nice to adopt that bone structure for a moment. So, thank you so much for embodying all these different delectables. And vibes to everyone, vibes to all of you and all you do. We are connected.
But first, you must broaden your minds. First, you must look beyond